guys, this is Josh with J Show Horror back again. Today I want to talk to you guys about Buffy, the complete first season. I have seen this show once before, about 7-8 years ago. I saw this show for the first time and I thought it was kind of due again to watch the show again because I did end up really enjoying this show. I thought it was a great show and I thought the show produced some of the best episodes of television there ever has been. There are some amazing episodes of this show and I will be talking about spoilers throughout all these season reviews. So if you haven't seen Buffy, go out, check it out. It's a great show if you've never seen it, but I want to talk about season 1 first. Since I have seen this show before, I already kind of know the characters, I already kind of care about the characters before even season 1 starts because this is my second time viewing the show, so I'm kind of watching it with different eyes since I kind of remember what happens throughout the show, but I already care about the characters. So even if the episode isn't the best episode or anything, I still enjoy what's going on because I enjoy spending time with these characters. Buffy, Willow, Xander, and Giles are like the 4 main characters in season 1. And the first couple episodes does kind of give you what the main story arc of the season is, but then after that there is a lot of one-off episodes, Monster of the Week episodes. So I kind of wish there was a little more main storyline going on. The main villain is the master of the vampires. I call him the master. He's been trapped underground and he can't get out, so the whole season is like him wanting to get out. He's supposed to fight Buffy and there's this prophecy that is supposed to be fulfilled, and of course he's only in like 4 or 5 episodes in the whole season. I kind of wish there was more of the master. He wasn't a bad villain, but I think he was underused, but this season was the first season and it was like a mid-season replacement. So this is the shortest season with 12 episodes, and maybe that's why he wasn't in more episodes, or the writers was just, they are really starting to find their footing. So this season is a little rocky. It's definitely not one of my favorite seasons of Buffy, but it is, I still enjoy it. Even if it's like the worst season of Buffy, I still enjoy it because I enjoy the characters. But overall, this is a lot of one-off episodes. But there's a few really great episodes in season 1 that I really like. And I like some of the one-off episodes. Like, there is an episode where Willow, which I think this is a great episode for Willow because you kind of get a little development with Willow, but like a demon gets thrown into computers or onto the internet, and then he tries to control people and he wants to come back to life again because he was locked in a book. And I did really enjoy that episode. Some of the episodes are a little hokey. I mean, it came out in 97, I believe, is the first year the show started, so some stuff is going to be outdated, but I think stuff like characters and storylines, even if effects and all that are dated, that stuff will live on if you have a great show. I also liked in that episode with the computer demon, at the end when you had Xander, Buffy, and Willow, they were talking and they all said, "We're doomed. You can't have a real relationship doing this kind of stuff." And Xander says he liked the teacher that ended up being a praying mantis, and Buffy fell in love with a vampire, and then Willow, her first boyfriend was a computer demon. So, you know, and then the shot of their faces at the end of that episode, I thought it was a great shot. Yeah, and I really wish the finale of the season was more like 2 episodes because the finale feels a little rushed, but it's still a good season 1 finale. And I think there is already some good writing going on this show. The dialogue is starting to be on point. There is some quotable stuff already in season 1. So overall, I do enjoy season 1, but it's definitely not like top tier Buffy. But if you want to get into Buffy, you definitely have to watch the whole show. And season 1's pretty good for sort of getting to know the characters and establishing them. But there are some amazing moments in season 1. My top 3 favorite episodes of season 1 is, number 3 is Out of Sight, Out of Mind. This is an episode where a girl she becomes invisible, and you think that's just the gist of the episode. The girl's invisible and she's going around killing students in the school. But the main reason why this is such a great episode is because the way the girl becomes invisible. Like, literally everybody in the school never noticed her, and she always felt invisible. She would always raise her hand in class, and even the teacher didn't notice her. And it's not like she chose to be invisible, but she'd raise her hand, she never got noticed, and then one time when she put her hand down, she just started disappearing. Not because it was by choice, it's just because how all the other students in the high school treated her. And I just thought that was a great storyline, because there's always moments in people's lives where they could feel invisible, they don't feel very important, they feel like they have no friends. And I thought that was a great thing they had in this episode. And I thought this was one of the really great episodes in the season. Cordelia and Buffy have some great scenes together where I actually start to like Cordelia because of this episode. She kind of shows a different side. Even Cordelia said even though she's very popular and she has all these friends, sometimes even when she's next to people, she feels alone on the inside. And I thought that was a really great moment between her and Buffy. I love that moment in this episode. And I like the line Cordelia says that it's better to be alone with people around than with no one around. I really like that line. And I love the message it was telling. And, you know, high school is rough. Sometimes nobody even knows you're alive in high school. I loved how that episode portrayed that, while actually making her invisible. And then probably my second favorite episode of this season is the finale, Prophecy Girl. One of the reasons I always tend to like final episodes or finales, like they feel bigger, they feel more intense, they feel more suspenseful because they want to get like a big storyline going on or setting up the next season or something like that. This episode, it's a little rushed. Like I said, I wish it was more like a 2-part episode. Giles finds out the prophecy is that Buffy has to die, the Slayer has to die when she fights the Master. And I thought that was really great because Giles and Angel starts talking about the prophecy, and Buffy doesn't know Angel's there talking to Giles all the time at the library. And then Buffy shows up and Giles says, yes, the Slayer has to die and everything. And I think this is probably the best acting moment of this season. Buffy really kind of breaks down. She has a little speech. She quits. She's not fighting the Master.
I already did. I quit, remember? Pay attention.
Buffy, if the Master rises...
I don't care! I don't care. Giles, I'm 16 years old. I don't want to die.
That is such an amazing acting moment, such an amazing writing there. I just love that moment. And for me, that is when Buffy shines, the great character moments. She actually dies in this episode, but temporarily. Xander brings her back, and this is also the episode where Xander does tell Buffy he does want to date her, but of course she said, I don't feel like that. So Xander was crushed right at the beginning of the episode. And then Willow has a great moment too in this episode because she finds like 4 or 5 students dead. They got killed by vampires, and she said she finally realized how real all this was, and she had a great little acting moment too between her and Buffy. And of course she comes back, she defeats the Master. That all felt a little rushed, but I still love this episode. And the Hellmouth closes after they kill the Master. But probably my number 1 episode of this season is Angel. That's the episode where you actually find out Angel is a vampire. Buffy and Angel already has developed feelings for each other that they finally end up kissing, and then Buffy finds out Angel is a vampire. So that ratchets up a lot of tension in this episode. And of course Darla shows up and she tries to interfere. She's trying to get Buffy and Angel to kill each other pretty much, or at least Angel to kill Buffy, because Buffy is gonna mess up the Master's plans. And this is where you get some of the backstory to Angel. That's why I like it so much too, because you find out he is cursed, and you find out he got his soul back back his soul back, and that's why he stopped killing people, and that's why he only drinks like animal blood or whatever. And then ultimately Darla does get killed in this episode. So yeah, there's quite a bit going on in this one, and it was definitely probably my favorite episode of season 1. And I do think it was the first great episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So it was like great in two ways. The first great episode of the whole show, and just a great episode in general. And yeah, Angel was definitely my favorite episode of season 1. I definitely prefer like ongoing storyline episodes, but season 1 has a lot of one-off episodes, but you're always getting good character development. You're getting to know the characters. So yeah, season 1's pretty good. It's not top tier Buffy. Season 1 might not have the best storylines or anything, but it does have some funny moments. It does still have some great dialogue. Definitely had a few really great character moments and some great acting from Sarah Michelle Gellar and Willow. I thought they kind of stuck out at the end of the season. A decent start to an amazing, that ends up being an amazing show. So yeah. And guys, tell me down below how you feel about Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Let me know if you've seen it, and let me know if you really enjoy this series like I do. And tell me your thoughts on season 1. I want to know what you think about season 1. And I will definitely be reviewing season 2 after I watch that season again. And I will see you guys very soon. Bye guys.